नमस्कार, सत श्री अकाल, आदाब, गुड मॉर्निंग, गुड आफ्टरनून एंड गुड इवनिंग जहां से भी आप हमें सुन रहे हैं. थैंक यू फॉर ज्वाइनिंग आवर लाइव सेशन. माय नेम इज कुंजन मावार. हमें आपके होस्ट और दोस्त फॉर टुडेज एफबी लाइव सेशन. Indian origin folks living in US. If your parents are visiting from India, look no further. eGlobalDoctors has your back. eGlobalDoctors have introduced healthcare packages, bronze, silver, gold, for you and your family members. For more information, visit eglobaldoctors.com. Access to doctors from USA and India, some specialties but not limited to internal medicine, cardiology, oncology, pediatrics. Prescription will be provided. Response time is 1 to 3 days. Family members can participate via live video physician consultation from any part of the world. Video consultation is up to 30 minutes. In-app messaging with doctors after consultation, ID and portable healthcare passport. Visit or register at eGlobalDoctors.com for more information. Today in FB Live session, we have Dr. Suresh Kumar, the founder and chief coach at Holistic Nutrition World. Good morning, Dr. Suresh, and happy Ugadi to you. Thank you for sparing time for us.
Yeah, thank you, Kunjan. Happy Ugadi to everyone.
Thank you so much. So what do you say, Dr. Suresh? The first session was a hit. So there we are again talking to you. So shall we just dive into our topic for today?
Yes, Kunjan, please.
Okay, thank you so much. So I'm going to ask you about, in today's world, it's very hectic. We almost live like a robotic life. We get up on time, we do our breakfast, we rush for office, we pick up our kids, so it's very time schedule, it's very robotic. So because of that, we also take medications, just to calm her down, or we can sleep properly. So I wanted to ask you, if we are in that category, if somebody is taking medication, is that affecting the appetite or how our food actually tastes?
Okay, Kunjan, I already gave you the disclaimer. I am going to give you the context first, and then, so basically, I'm a medical doctor. I'm an MBBS doctor. So whatever the medication the doctors prescribe, okay, nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
But the food we eat is totally a different thing. So with each medication, because we look at a single formula, right? So for example, even you are taking an antihistaminic for something, some kind of allergy or something. So it is supposed to act on certain kinds of receptors, but it will act on your brain as well, because receptors for histamine are there in brain as well. So you feel sleepy. Okay, I don't know what do they call these antihistaminics in US, but what I mean to say is, like, drugs are important. Coming to the food part, okay, we as doctors, we do prescribe. Okay, that is what we are trained. Okay, it's a very good profession, but at the same time, when it comes to food, it comes with a lot of emotions. A lot of emotions, like if you are a mother and if you are someone who is cooking, okay, and that makes everything different. That makes you feel everything different. So I can give you an objective answer and a subjective answer. Please, I am taking your time, but listen to this. Objective answer is, yeah, when you take certain medications, your tongue feels bad and you don't feel like this thing. But the subjective answer is, so how you are taking your food. Okay, that matters a lot. It's not about the food, it's not about the medication, it's all about you. Okay, how you are approaching your condition. Did I make any sense?
Perfect. Yes, it makes a lot of sense. And you are the subject matter expert, so you can take as much time as you want. You have all the ears right now. So thank you so much for that clarity. So what if somebody, we all have some times that we have, we know that we have to eat. So when the time comes for eating, what if somebody doesn't feel hungry? Is that normal?
As human beings, it is quite normal when we feel hungry, we are supposed to eat. Okay, but what kind of food and from where and with what emotion we are eating, it matters a lot. Okay, I remember watching this movie of McDonald's founder. The movie name is Founder, and I watched that movie and I got like, oh, people in the West are so busy. They want fast food. Okay, so and at the same time, I remember you asked me. Someone asked me about like you only asked me about intermittent fasting. Okay, last time. What Sadhguru says and what the kind of life that we are living in, okay, are totally two different worlds. Okay, so whatever he says, like, okay, you have to eat only when you feel hungry. But if you are working around the clock and uh, very hectic, okay, sometimes you don't know what is hunger actually is. Probably you are thirsty. Take a sip of water and you will come to realize that, okay, taking this food can also help me. So it is not wrong to eat when you are hungry, but the kind of food that you are eating and why you are eating, you have to check whether you are actually hungry or something else, because this is where the stress response comes into the play. Okay, you are stressed, suddenly you want something kind of a chocolate or a pizza or
Munch
something.
on.
Yeah, munch on. So that is actually the stress inside of you.
Okay, got it. So be happy whenever anybody, just be happy, relax when you eat, and everything works out great. So I've also heard there are several kinds of protein, not just meat, but there are protein bars, there are protein shakes, there are drinks which are protein heavy. So what's so special about protein, and how much protein should one intake?
Protein. So I get to hear a lot from so many of my doctor friends as well about protein. Okay, and the question that you asked about, like, is it good to take protein shakes or protein powders and all these things? So let me give you a context. Okay, there are two schools. Okay, you have a kid. I know you are very young, but imagine that you have a kid and you are supposed to make your kid get admitted into two schools. One school is saying that we are going to make them, I mean, from India especially, unless and otherwise you become a doctor or an engineer, you are useless. That is how our parents think. Okay, one
Right.
school is promising that, and another school where there is a playground, and they teach art, music, and they give you that, right? It is important to have protein from the first school. I mean, the first school is promising the actual protein in the form of bars, but you can get the same protein from this different school. Okay, what I mean to say is, like, you can get proteins by eating normal food as well. So most of the vegetarians in India, they think that, okay, we are vegetarians, we are not getting enough protein. So they are forced to eat egg and sometimes chicken, something like that. They don't have to.
Okay. So whatever food we eat has enough protein, and we don't need any additional protein
Yeah,
inside our body.
yeah.
Okay, perfect. That's a myth that's totally busted for me today. So thank you so much for that. So tell me, tell me how many meals in a day we should, like, one normal human being should eat.
Yeah, the number of meals concept has come from because we as doctors, we could not figure out how to deal with diabetes. Okay, so from 3 meals a day to mini meals and 6 meals, this concept has come up, right? But if you understand the way food works with your body, so it all depends upon the person again. You are doing 9 to 5 job, and if I am doing 24/7, whatever it is, yeah, living under the sea or on the mountains, it all depends upon like the person. Okay, so the moment we try to formalize diet into a certain thing, okay, this is the only formula. See, we can have formulas for drugs, medication. Okay, we can say that, okay, omeprazole or the PPI works for this person. That's the formula that is required. But when it comes to food, we have to individualize. So it all depends upon your lifestyle. Based on that, we can decide like how many meals you require. But for me, as far as I know, probably I could have counseled 20,000 people in my 20 years career. But what I got to understand is like, you cannot say that, okay, this is the only diet.
So there is no box, or there is no criteria. It really depends on
there is no box.
individual.
Good one, good
Okay.
one. There is no box.
Perfect. You mentioned that vegetarians, we don't need to eat chicken or egg to get extra protein, but sometimes having our family members eat vegetables is a challenge. Like I know when I was growing up, aloo was the only thing that I would eat. All the others, I was like, oh, I don't want this. I don't. So how do somebody increase the liking for vegetables?
Again, very challenging question, but I do have an answer, but it is going to take some time. Okay, my younger sister, she is an officer in All India Radio, used to be very nutcut. Okay, so she is the most pampered girl. And whenever she will fight with my mom and says that I am not going to eat this, my mom used to make the delicious food for me and my elder sister. Okay, I'm coming to your question. How do we make kids eat either carrot or broccoli, something like that? Are we eating ourselves first? Are we making them precious?
Right.
So most of the parents that I talk to, they say that, sir, my kids are not having milk, not eating carrot. Are you eating? Sir, why do we need? We need, because you are the heroes for your own kids. Whatever you do, kids will follow. Okay. Whatever you preach, they will never going to listen, but they imitate you because you are their heroes and heroines. Simple thing, and most of us, we fail to realize. We don't
preach
see.
what you teach.
Yeah, we don't see the things that we eat as precious. That's the only thing, and kids will follow. I mean, whatever we do.
Okay. Perfect. So staying on the same topic of eating, from vegetable, let's move to salt and sugar. People say, oh, we should not eat that much salt unless and until there is a medical condition and the salt is like a no-no. So what is the balance between what is the right kind of sugar, right kind of salt for a normal person? Do we actually also need them?
Yeah, salt. When you say salt, I mean, one of my students presented a case on hypertension, and we have something called DASH diet, dietetic approach to stopping hypertension. It's called DASH. So it was there with American Heart Association for so long time. And I asked her, when she completed a presentation, I asked her, what is the difference between the diet that you spoke in DASH and what is a balanced diet? Sir, this is where we're cutting. No, 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 wait. Get me the whole picture. Sir, actually, there is nothing. Yeah, this is what you need to learn. Okay, sorry, this is how I teach my students. But the thing is, yeah, when you talk about salt, you can talk about sodium chloride, and now they are talking about sodium only this many milligrams. But end of the day, Kunjan, just imagine if you are eating, whether it is dal, chawal, or roti, sabji, whatever it is, we don't see sodium in there, right? Okay.
Right.
And I suddenly come up with an app calculating all the calories and all the vitamins and minerals. So it is not the sodium that is actually the reason for hypertension. That's what I realized. But there are so many things. Say, for example, in moringa, you will get a lot of magnesium. Moringa is this drumsticks. Okay, either from the leaves or the curry that you make, and lot of magnesium. And there are so many foods in nuts and all. And magnesium is called anti-stress mineral. Okay, so when you know how to incorporate everything that is naturally available to you, not bought from a superstore or a mega store, but everything that is naturally available, it can be controlled. It's a kind of hype that was created. I mean, this is my personal opinion. Yeah, we are publishing a few papers to substantiate our claims as well. But yeah, it is not just sodium that is causing you hypertension. Got it? It is
It might be one of the factors, but not only limited
not
to.
the only factor. Yeah, well said.
Okay, perfect.